Hello class, my name is Corey Shumway. I'm in the school as Corey Mollisey, but I just changed my name, so it's Corey Shumway. This is my presentation number 1 on case study about the Facebook post. Throughout this presentation I will be talking to you like this, and there will be a few voiced over slides that with information and my argument. So today we have a case study with Facebook and employees, and in today's world we're told not to post anything risque or anything on Facebook that could potentially harm our chances of getting a job, and we're warned about the internet as a child, and how whatever we post on the internet is always going to be on the internet. It'll always stay there. But in this particular situation, he is already employed, and he is being sarcastic in a Facebook post about a luncheon that they had for the company, about their plastic tablecloths and about the image that that can send to their employees. But the one problem is that that sends an image out to their customers that about their company. It hurts their company's reputation, it hurts their image. So Kenton's actions on Facebook have been brought up to his boss and the head of HR, and they are talking about their possibilities, what they should do about the situation, because it has been presented before with Kenton, and they're trying to figure out whether they should fire him, whether they should discipline him by suspending him, or whether they should just forget about it altogether. And there are problems with all of those things. One thing that I think that should be put into play about this decision is the fact that, the world is changing, the technology is advancing, and nowadays kids grow up with technology. Kids use technology all the time, and they, it's a part of everyday life, and people are people make mistakes, but we have to remember that we have to change with the technology, and we have to develop with the technology as a company. One thing that they need to do is to up their policies and procedures, because right now they are not in a legal state to fire Kenton. So we also want to remember that he is one of the top sellers for this company. He has always been a good employee. He has just made a few mistakes here and there on Facebook. A few more issues we have with what Kenton did is that he did it on his own time, on his own computer. He didn't do it on any company grounds, which is also another legal situation. So it makes it harder for them to find a reason to fire him if it isn't in their policies and procedures. And I think one way, on my list of viewpoints and options for the company, is just to discipline him and give him another chance. And in that time, you can change the policies and procedures and bring it to the attention of the employees about the seriousness of the problem, so that Kenton knows what he is doing, what he is dealing with, and hopefully he will stop. And if he doesn't stop after all of that, then they have a reason and a right to fire him legally. If they were to fire him before they changed the policies and procedures, they would be dealing with a legal issue, and he could fight that he has his rights, that it's the First Amendment, it's free speech on Facebook, and there is a lot of controversy with that. So with the First Amendment, I think it's important to remember that yes, you have that right, but we also need to respect our rights. And in a job environment, we need to be mature, and posting things like that on Facebook is not a mature move. And we need to be adults in an adult world. If something like that is going to make it a deciding factor whether I get the job or he gets the job, if he posts that on Facebook about the company and I didn't, then I should get the job. If they are wanting their company to have a good outlook. One thing that HR can improve is their communication, making sure that their employees know what is expected of them, and making sure that there is professionalism in and out of the office with their company. And with the situation with Kenton, he tried to communicate with Susan and Toby about his issue with the tablecloths, and they didn't listen. So not only should they improve their communication with their employees, but they also need to improve how they let the employees be open with them and listen to their concerns. I think that Susan and Toby procrastinated their responsibilities on changing the policies. This was the first time that it has happened, and they knew it needed to be done, and they knew the impact it had on the company, that it could have on the company, but they didn't make it their first priority. So in the end, it's a tricky situation, and there is more than one problem. Not only did Kenton post that on Facebook, but Susan and Toby also didn't do their jobs as HR. Legally, they can't do anything about it, but I think that morally, posting something like that about the company you work for is wrong. We should know right from wrong with or without the policies. HR needs to do a better job with the policies and procedures, and they need to portray the image that they want to their employees.